Ever think about why your screen time seems to be skyrocketing? Today, we're going to delve into a topic that's become increasingly relevant in our modern digital age: the prevalence of screen time addiction and the impact of digital devices on everyday life. We live in a world where digital devices have become a constant companion, a necessity, and at times, a crutch. We wake up and reach for our phones before we've even had our first cup of coffee. We scroll through social media during lunch breaks, we binge watch our favorite shows late into the night, and we even bring our devices to bed, often sacrificing sleep quality in the process. This constant exposure to screens isn't without its drawbacks. From a physical health perspective, excessive screen time can lead to a host of problems. Eye strain, headaches, and even changes in vision are common complaints. Then there are the more insidious effects like poor posture from hunching over devices, which can lead to chronic back and neck pain. But it's not just our physical health that's at stake. There's a psychological aspect to consider as well. Research suggests that excessive screen time can contribute to feelings of anxiety and depression. It can disrupt our sleep patterns, which in turn affects our mood and cognitive function. It can also create a sense of isolation as we replace face-to-face interactions with digital communication. And then there's the impact on productivity. How often have you found yourself mindlessly scrolling through your phone, only to realize you've wasted an hour that could have been spent on more fulfilling or productive activities? The digital era has brought about countless benefits, but it's clear that the scales can tip towards overuse and even addiction. It's a delicate balance, one that many of us struggle with on a daily basis. If you find yourself nodding along, it might be time to consider a digital detox. As we continue our discussion, we'll explore what screen time addiction really means, offer practical tips for reducing screen time, and provide guidance on managing a digital detox. Stay tuned for the next part of our journey into the digital dilemma. Before we can tackle an issue, we must first understand it. So, what exactly is screen time addiction? This term refers to the excessive use of digital devices such as smartphones, tablets, computers, and televisions, to the point where it interferes with daily life. Our brains are wired to seek out rewards, and digital devices, with their endless streams of information, social interactions, and entertainment, provide a constant source of these rewards. Scientific and psychological studies have shown that the use of digital devices can trigger the release of dopamine, a neurotransmitter associated with pleasure and reward. This release can create a feedback loop where we seek out more screen time to experience the same level of pleasure, leading to a form of addiction. Now, how do we identify this addiction? There are several common signs and symptoms that you should be aware of. One of the most obvious is spending an increasing amount of time on digital devices. If you find yourself constantly checking your phone, even when it hasn't buzzed, or if you're losing track of time while browsing the internet or playing video games, you might be dealing with screen time addiction. Another sign is neglecting personal responsibilities or relationships because of excessive screen use. If you're finding it hard to complete tasks at work or at home, or if you're sacrificing time with loved ones to spend more time online, these could be warning signs. Feeling anxious or uncomfortable without access to digital devices is another symptom. This is often coupled with unsuccessful attempts to reduce screen time. Lastly, if your screen use is causing you physical discomfort, like eye strain or sleep disturbances, it's time to reassess your habits. Recognizing these signs is your first step towards regaining control of your digital life. Ready to reclaim your time from the digital world? Let's dive into some practical strategies to help you reduce your screen time and regain control over your digital life. Firstly, setting time limits is a great way to start. Decide on a reasonable amount of time to spend on your devices each day. Maybe it's 2 hours, maybe it's 4. Whatever it is, stick to it. This strategy doesn't just apply to leisure time, but to work as well. Set boundaries for when you're available online and when you're not. Next, there's a whole host of screen time tracking apps out there to help you hold yourself accountable. These apps can provide you with a clear picture of exactly how much time you're spending on your devices and where that time is going. They can be a real eye-opener and a helpful tool in your journey to reduce screen time. Don't forget to schedule regular breaks when you're using your devices. Every 20 minutes or so, take a quick break to rest your eyes and stretch your legs. This not only helps reduce screen time but also helps to prevent eye strain and maintain physical health. Creating tech-free zones in your home can also be incredibly beneficial. These could be areas like the dining table, the bedroom, or anywhere else you want to designate as a sanctuary from the digital world. It's a tangible way to set boundaries and encourage more face-to-face interaction. Each of these strategies comes with its own set of benefits. Setting time limits can help improve your focus and productivity. Screen time tracking apps can provide valuable insights into your digital habits. Regular breaks can help to maintain your physical and mental well-being, and tech-free zones can foster better relationships and quality time with loved ones. Implementing these strategies effectively may require some trial and error, but don't get discouraged. Start with small steps and gradually build up from there. Remember, the goal is not to eliminate screen time completely, but to create a healthy balance. With these practical tips, you're well on your way to achieving just that. Detoxing from digital devices doesn't mean you need to move to a cabin in the woods. You don't have to abandon technology entirely to regain control over your digital life. It's about finding balance and setting boundaries that work for you. Let's start with setting realistic goals. It's easy to get caught up in the idea of a total digital detox, but going cold turkey can often lead to frustration and relapse. Instead, try to gradually reduce your screen time. Maybe start by aiming for a couple of hours of unplugged time each day. Remember, it's not about perfection, but progress. Next, consider finding alternative activities. This could be anything that gets you away from screens and engaged with the real world. Maybe it's picking up a book, going for a walk, or even learning a new hobby. It's about redirecting your attention from digital devices to activities that are fulfilling and nourishing for your mind and body. Now, seeking support from friends and family is crucial in this journey. Let them know about your digital detox plan and ask them to help keep you accountable. Having a support system in place can make the process less daunting and more achievable. You might even inspire them to join you in the detox challenge, but above all, remember to be patient with yourself. Changing habits doesn't happen overnight. There will be days when you struggle, and that's okay. It's part of the process. The key is to stay consistent. If you fall off the wagon, don't beat yourself up. Instead, acknowledge it and get back on track. And finally, celebrate your wins, no matter how small. If you manage to stay off your phone for an entire dinner, that's a win. If you spend an hour reading instead of scrolling through social media, that's a win too. Acknowledge these small victories. They are proof that you are making progress. Taking small steps can lead to big changes in your digital habits. Remember, the goal is not to eliminate technology, but to create a healthier relationship with it. So, take that first step today. Your mind and body will thank you. Let's recap what we've learned about managing screen time addiction. In the digital age, we're all grappling with the challenge of balancing our online and offline lives. The first step towards managing this balance is understanding screen time addiction. We've learned that it's not just about the hours we spend in front of our screens, but also how that time affects our mental and physical health. We've also discovered that there are practical ways to reduce our screen time. Establishing screen-free zones and times, using technology to monitor and limit our own usage, and finding offline activities we enjoy are just a few of the strategies we can employ. It's all about creating healthier habits and making conscious choices about our digital consumption. But reducing screen time isn't enough on its own. We also need to manage our digital detox. This means finding ways to deal with the withdrawal symptoms that can come from reducing screen time, like restlessness or anxiety. It's important to remember that it's okay to feel uncomfortable during this process. In fact, it's a sign that you're making progress towards a healthier digital lifestyle. Now, we'd love to hear from you. Have you tried any of the tips we've discussed? Or do you have your own strategies for managing screen time and digital detox? Share your experiences and tips in the comments section. This isn't just about us sharing our advice, it's about creating a community where we can all learn from each other. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe for more content. Your support helps us continue to create videos like this one. And remember, the journey towards digital balance starts with a single step. It may seem daunting at first, but with perseverance, you can overcome screen time addiction. You've got this. The content of this video is for informational purposes only, and is not intended to be used as a substitute for professional medical diagnosis, advice, or treatment.